Good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom lovers, freedom family, freedom fighters, Snapzilla gorillas in the building. Hitting y'all with this live stream where we're going to get into more of this Charlie Kirk situation. We're going to get into more of this. And we're going to look at who these people are placing the blame on and who they should really be placing the blame on. We're going to be talking about the hypocrisy. We're going to be talking about all the nonsense surrounding this. Black Spring with Autumn, salute to you this morning. Good morning. I'm still waiting on your phone call. Still waiting on you to call me so we can have a discussion. I really got a great idea I want to run by you. So hit me up when you get an opportunity. But hope you had a great week and hope you're enjoying your weekend thus far. Anyway, y'all come in here, hit the like button. Hit the like button when y'all come in here. I appreciate that. Anyway, so looks like they have found Charlie Kirk's assassin. They caught him. He's under arrest. Apparently a family member turned him in. He is a Utah native. He's a Utah native. Goes by the name of Taylor Robinson. Taylor Robinson. And apparently like 20 years old, 22 years old, something like that. They found him. He's a white boy. He's white. He comes from the mountains of Caucasus. All right. That's who this young dude is. And he took it upon himself to climb up onto a roof during Charlie Kirk's event, take aim and fire upon him. A white boy. Now, I was curious as to whether or not his parents, or maybe he had, I was curious as to whether or not he had adoptive parents that were black. Because for whatever reason, not everybody, but a lot of people on the right want to blame black folks. They want to blame black folks and they want to blame left-wing liberals. Okay, that's what they want to do. I don't know what this dude Taylor Robinson's political leanings are, but apparently he was a supporter. This is what they're saying. He was a supporter of the LMNOP community. No nonsense Stucky, salute to you. Good morning. I ain't seen you here in a minute. He was a supporter of the LMNOP community because obviously he scribbled pro LMNOP community things on his weapon and left it for the popo to find, right? Listen, man. The government is always at work. We have to understand that in cases like this, they disseminate information how they and as they see fit. And we have no choice but to decide whether or not we trust them because, and it's a guess. Well, it's not a guess. It's very subjective because we don't get access to information these people get access to. So either we're just supposed to believe it or we choose not to believe it based on what we already believe, based on our ideology. A lot of this is ideological. Okay. Apparently Taylor Robinson was going around his family and kind of like bragging. That's what's up, no nonsense Stucky. Always working. Salute to you. He was essentially bragging to his family about how he took out Charlie Kirk, so to speak. Allegedly, Taylor, this guy allegedly shot Charlie Kirk. And there are a lot of things surrounding this whole situation that I just don't understand. and I just don't believe. Yes, Black Spring Autumn is looking more like the greatest show on earth. And I gotta admit, there's a lot of wild shit surrounding his death that I just can't put together. Particularly, literally around his death, right? Like the guys around him, his ring, different things that people are pointing out on the interwebs that that kind of point to folly and tomfoolery, right? Get off Kirk nuts, R.I.P. Charlie. Wood Pittman, why are you here then? Why are you here? If I'm on his nuts, why are you here? Why are you supporting somebody that is on Charlie Kirk's nuts and you have a problem with it? Is my question. Black Spring Autumn says she submits there are no coincidences. No, there are not. It's important to cover this situation because, well, there is a lot of messaging and clues surrounding this whole situation that we have to understand. They are sending to us deliberately. Now, you're talking about the wedding ring, a lot of inconsistencies. You're talking about the wedding ring, the dot that moved from here to here. Was there or was there not a bulletproof vest that the bullet bounced off of? A lot of questions because there are a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of discrepancies. You can't believe people are celebrating his death. Why not? Old May said there was no vest. Family and friends says he's a leftist. Ray says Jibba wearing blue eye contacts to loon white. Who learned you how to write, motherfucker? Wow. I'm wearing blue eye contacts. Whatever you want to say. It is what it is. Francisco says this guy knows everything. I hope you're not talking about me because I said that there are a lot of things surrounding the situation that I'm confused about. How does that tell you that I know everything? Help me understand. How do I know everything? And I'm telling y'all, there's some things I don't understand. JLC says, shut up. Okay, let me get you out of here. You clearly don't want to hear my mouth, so I'm going to help you out. All right. Now, you can't believe they're celebrating his death. Why not? He pushed racist rhetoric and covered it up and tried to dress it up like he cared, but he really does not. Now, Charlie Kirk himself said empathy is a weakness, right? A lot of people that support Charlie Kirk don't understand why there is no empathy coming from the black community. Well, not many of the black community or other communities or leftists, because, well, first of all, why are we asking this question when Charlie Kirk told y'all empathy is a problem? Empathy is a weakness. It's not logical, right? So why should we have empathy for him? Okay, so this guy has been discovered to be white, but we have people going around blaming HBCUs, black folks, and leftists. Now, I can understand the leftist thing, right? Because we have to understand that they have created an atmosphere of division between left and right, where the left have to oppose the right and the right has to oppose the left, and everything within those ideologies have to be opposing. They have created an air of conflict and division amongst the people down here. They're up here, they're not divided. See, the people that control shit at the top, they can have differing ideologies from each other. They have differing ideologies. They don't care about the split. They don't care about their differences because they come together on common ground. Because even the people on the left and the right down here, those of you in the audience those of you who follow Charlie Kirk, those individuals that are not within the elite class, there are similarities amongst you guys that you don't understand, but you allow them to divide you based on certain differences that they force on you. See, they force these ideologies onto the people because they have the charisma, the great orators, right? They speak to you. They sell you the American dream, right? See, like that, Christians are under attack. They'll sell you this idea that Christians are under attack. Yes, he said he wouldn't trust a black pilot simply because he's black. That is racist. That's right. Point blank in the motherfucking period. Now, he has the right to discriminate. And here, let me tell you guys, if Charlie Kirk saw a black pilot and simply did not trust that black pilot because he was black and said, you know what, I'm not staying on this plane because there's a black pilot, he has every right to make that decision for himself. No one has the right to tell you that you should be forced to be on a plane with a pilot you don't trust. For whatever reason, you don't trust him. He had a right to discriminate. He had a right to be racist. That's his right. See, you guys are misunderstanding, or you guys are pointing your ire in the wrong direction. You guys are so easy and quick to defend his racism by saying he's not, when you really should be defending his racism and saying he has a right to be racist. And stop trying to cover it up and lie about it. Let's be real. The motherfucker was racist. As simple as that. Right? The Brujo Cavat says he dehumanized blacks at every chance he got, hated blacks with a passion. Absolutely. No Nonsense Stucky said that was accidentally hitting. What are you referring to, my love? Shady Norman says all these white pilots getting arrested on the way to the plane. Hey, man. Listen, it is what it is. They're not going to point that out, though, right? They're not going to point out the drunk pilots, like the drunk pilot they made that movie about. That drunk white pilot starring Tom Hanks. How he had a problem. But they're not going to talk about that, nor are they going to talk about the black pilot they made that movie about that saved lives due to failure of the aircraft. Roster Girl NZ says you need an education. So do you. Oh, you hear someone comment? Oh, okay. He was talking shit up until the moment he died. Yes, he was. Now, while I believe that people have a right to free speech and to discriminate and to congregate and to do all these different things, I believe that. What you don't have a right to do is violate someone else in the midst of doing that. As long as you don't cause harm to anyone else, as long as you're not physically assaulting or threatening or doing anything like to anybody, you have a right to believe what you want. If Charlie Kirk wants to believe that his race is the superior race, he has the right to do that. He has the right to think that. He has the right to express that from his mouth. If he wanted to put on a goddamn white hood in a white sheet and say that he's a member of KKK, ain't nothing you can do. He has the right to do that. But what we have to remember, are there those out there that don't give a fuck about his right to free speech, that would do something like Taylor Robinson just did. See, your right to free speech is not going to protect you from someone who doesn't give a fuck about your right to free speech. Charlie was not racist. He was just calling out the obvious. What's the obvious to Average Joe? How is it? What's obvious about saying that a black pilot, if he sees a black pilot, he's concerned about his qualifications? What's obvious about that? Understand what you guys are saying. Statistics back everything Charlie said. What statistics? What about the statistics that show that over 70% of exonerations are of black folks. See, I uploaded a live stream I did 6 years ago that debunks those very statistics that he used to throw around, that he did no research on, that he said, you know what, I'm going to have confirmation bias. I'm going to take the surface level information and just spew it out there. Guess what? I did a live stream 6 years ago debunking those statistics, and I used multiple examples and showed multiple receipts. It's on my community tab. Charlie Kirk did not give a fuck about fact checking the statistics. He just put them out there. He was a hate grifter, Robert Martin. Absolutely. It is what it is. I did debunk it, but it's okay. I don't give a fuck about no FBI statistics. See, y'all believe and trust the FBI when y'all feel like it. Y'all trust the FBI when you choose to, when it backs up your belief. That's called confirmation bias. Mr. Good Citizen says this is delusional. I'm out. All right, let me help you out. Let me make sure you never come back. How about that? Make sure you put do not recommend. Go to those little 3 buttons. I don't give a fuck if y'all leave. Anthony says this is why I say fuck blacks. And it's fuck you too, Anthony. Whatever race you are, it's fuck you too. We don't give a fuck if y'all like us. And that's what needs to be understood. Black folks don't or should not give a fuck if y'all like us or not. It don't make us no never mind. As long as you don't put your hands on us and violate us, you can say fuck black folks. It is what it is. It's okay. We don't need you to like us. His facts were not correct. Buckeye life. His facts, many of them were not correct. He did no legwork and did no research on these statistics. Anyway, it is what it is. This guy, Taylor Robinson, is a white boy. So how did the statistics stop Charlie Kirk from being murdered by one of his own? You see, he says that Charlie Kirk pushes this lie that black folks are violent. No, the long manable. I'm not white. I'm not white. But you can say what you want. It's okay. 95% of black folks didn't know the man. Did you do a survey to have this? Did you do a survey to get this information? So Leo, what survey did you do? Did you put out? How did you do it? Did you go door to door? Did you make phone calls? What's the sample size? Yeah, one of his own, a white boy. Roland West, a white boy from Utah, killed him. So he became a statistic that he became part of a statistic that he never put out. The statistics that shows that 80% of white people killed are killed by white people. Over 80% actually. See, that's an FBI statistic that y'all ain't gonna put out there. Blue Velvet says, brother, it's an inside job. Jay with open eyes. No, I didn't see the video yet, brother. Salute to you. It's an inside job. I wouldn't put it past him. You know, if somebody wants to incite a race war, but see, maybe it's not the race war that they're trying to push. Because if it was an inside job, they used a white boy and they sold the white boy up the river. He's a patsy, right? If we believe that it's an inside job. I saw the hand signals. I saw the weird behavior of the people around Charlie Kirk. I saw the ring move. I saw all that shit. It's a little weird. Now, people want to chalk it up to a camera glitch with the ring. And after looking at the video multiple times and having seen it slowed down, the bullet entered from a completely different direction than I originally thought once you were able to see it. Rose Smith says, I know my children are biracial. Rose Smith, what are you talking about? The Long Manable says, I'm not 100% black fact. So first, now you move the goalpost to me being white, to me not being 100% black. Jay with open eyes, my brother in the chat, is darker than me, but he's not 100% black. You know why? Because his ancestors have been here for centuries, just like mine. And when the Europeans came over here and brought some people from Africa, and then there were already some black folks here, and they started graping and pillaging all over the place. See, you go back to your ancestors, and they raped and pillaged my ancestors, and there was all this race mixing going on by force, a lot of it. So yes, no black person with multiple generations of ancestors going back in this nation is 100% black. The average percentage of European and black folks that are foundational black Americans, as they call them, is 25%. So I don't give a fuck what you're talking about with all this bullshit. So you can try to. So Lil says she's on my team. Salute to you. I'm on the team. My team is Team Freedom. Anyone who believes in freedom, that's the team I'm on. And this whole thing with Charlie Kirk should help us understand how important freedom is. Right? Because I listen to a lot of right-wingers cover this, and they're talking about their lack of trust in the government. The lack of trust in the government. We're talking about law and order Republicans, talking about lack of trust in the government, but they love Donald Trump. Donald Trump is essentially at the head of the government. At the head. Sam Seals, salute to you. Is that the same Seals that have been here for years? Let me know, brother. Bro speaking is white. Don't look at his eyes. They're brown. Very interesting. Biscuits and Gravy said, my ancestors were slaves from British. Your Irish ancestors, that's how the poverty in Appalachia got started. They were indentured servants. That's a whole different thing. They were not chattel slaves. They were indentured servants. There's a difference. Yes, slavery goes way, way back, right, to the old continents in Europe. But it was a difference back then. Okay, Sam, I thought you should have. Did you change or something? What's going on? Let me add you as a moderator. To frame Charlie Kirk's voice as hate speech points to you own mental inadequacies. This guy, NA's Town Hero, says, to frame Charlie Kirk's voice as hate speech points to you own mental inadequacies. Smarten up, we are all brothers. This isn't left and right, it's good versus evil. Well, Charlie Kirk pushed the hate. He did. And he pushed the left versus right paradigm line. He pushed it. Raphael Sloan said Charlie Kirk said having guns was worth gun deaths. Now he's a statistic. Yeah, that was stupid, by the way, for him to say that. That was just dumb. The average Joe says you're 80% white. Okay. I don't know why that's important. Anyway, Dirty Money says facts is hate. When you manipulate facts to push a hate agenda, yes. It's not the hate that's hate. It's how you use it and manipulate it and twist it around and cut it in half and throw some lies in there. Anyway, I want to point something out, guys. The hypocrisy of a right-wing representative from right here in South Carolina. Okay. I want you guys to see this tweet from Nancy Mace. Well, there's two different things, two different quotes from Nancy Mace regarding the murder, or whatever you want to call it, of Charlie Kirk. her position. Before they found the guy that killed him, Stormy B, man, salute to you. Yes, smash the like button. Or y'all can smash the downvote button if you don't like it. It is what it is. Yes, Solil, he did say the civil rights movement should never have happened. He said a lot of stupid, silly ass shit. He said that slavery kept us from being out of line. He was pro-slavery. This is the motherfucker y'all are backing up. It is what it is. Y'all can go ahead with it. Now, Nancy Mace is a representative from South Carolina. Before they found this guy, what did she say? It sounds like the shooter was a tranny or pro-tranny. It's out of control. Enough is enough. Time to bring back the death penalty. What was it? Time to bring back the death penalty. Now, I'm going to point out this hypocrisy to you guys. Charlie Kirk was pro-slavery. To say that slavery kept black folks from being out of line, or something to that degree, that's pro-slavery. Now, what did she say when she found out that the killer was a white boy from Utah? See, this is how they stay on code, don't they? They stay on code. It's crazy. Now she says, we know Charlie Kirk would want us to pray for such an evil and lost individual like Taylor Robinson to find Jesus Christ. We will try to do the same. She didn't have that energy when she didn't know who the dude was, and when the right was pushing this idea that black folks were responsible, HBCUs were responsible. How? What? No, you were unable. And the cis white man. That's why I asked in the title. Was Taylor Robinson or Tyler Robinson adopted by black parents? Because I'm trying to figure out how black folks are responsible. It was a liberal, says Alyssa Scaff. How do we know that? They push black folks, trans, BLM, HBCUs. Shady Norman says put them on a t-shirt and move on. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with Charlie Kirk's death. It was Israel, says Leonardo Gonzalez. Who knows? If you want to believe, Alyssa, that the engravings on the bullets and statements from, listen, the guy jumps off a roof. You see the video. He doesn't have the rifle is not, he's not carrying a rifle when he jumps off the roof. But somehow he was able to go all the way across to a copse of trees and leave the rifle fully assembled, wrapped in a cloth for the cops to find, with engravings of liberal talking points. So y'all believe that that's a reality. Y'all trust that. But you don't trust the government. But the government is telling y'all this. This is why I'm confused. This is where I'm confused. This is why we stay stuck on stupid. This is why you people suffer from cognitive dissonance. You don't even understand your asshole from your elbow. You just roll with whatever your feelings go with. Charlie Kirk will be rolling over in his grave if he found out that y'all were getting mad because people were making fun of him and mocking his death. He would be upset with you guys. He will be, right now, he's looking down on y'all. He's like, why the fuck are these people asking black folks to have empathy for me? I don't give a shit about black people, so why should they expect black people to give a fuck about me? Help me understand this. Samuel Henry. That's all I'm trying to do. I know nothing about what he would think. Okay, so then that's you're telling me that the words he spoke, he didn't believe in them. He's the one that told you guys not to have empathy. He told y'all free speech is so important. You should be able to say whatever you want about anybody, dead or alive, like he did about multiple dead individuals. He said Martin Luther King was not a good person. No, he said it was an awful person. I'm a homeless rage baiter. Well, my vehicle is better than your home, so it's all good. I can roll with that. Zachary Grove says, why are you ignoring me? There's a lot of comments, bro. What did you say? He spoke about weaponizing empathy. Okay, what does that mean? Tell me what weaponizing empathy means. That's a stupid weaponized empathy? What are we talking about? He said he was an awful man. He said all those things. You're right, Stormy B. Man. No man should ever have been enslaved. But unfortunately, they were. Unfortunately, and we're still enslaved to this day. We just don't understand that we are. Go watch him in the whatever pod so that I can go. Why just one podcast? Why not go watch everything he said and see where the consistencies and inconsistencies are? He said Martin Luther King was an awful man. And he was flawed. He said both. Eric Melton asked if I condemn his murder. I don't condemn it, and I don't not condemn it. What I condemn is if this guy killed him because he didn't like what Charlie Kirk said, I condemn that. I condemn killing people just for speaking their mind and all that stuff. Charlie Kirk has the right to spew racist rhetoric. That was his decision. He has the right to do that. He has that right. All you got to do, if you don't like what Charlie Kirk has to say, is you can counter that with your own voice, or you can ignore it. He should not have died because of that, if that's why he died. Do I condemn the murder? I condemn the murder if he was murdered for his free speech. Simple as that. At the end of the day, I don't really know why he was murdered. I know what they're telling us. They're telling us he was murdered because this Tyler guy did not like his free speech. And that may very well be the case. And if that is, well, guess what? Tyler violated Charlie Kirk's right to live and his right to spew hateful rhetoric. And so, yes, I condemn it. Do I believe in Jesus Christ? Yes, I do. But not in the way that y'all believe in Jesus Christ. What I do know about Jesus Christ is he was a rebel. He was an anarchist. He was anti-establishment. He was anti-law and order. He was anti-religion. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know that Jesus did not want a religion based on him? All he wanted was for people to look to him as an example. Follow his example. Follow his example, not to idolize him and worship him, but to be guided by his actions. Jesus was a righteous man who went against the establishment that was oppressing and pushing tyranny onto people. He pushed back against tyranny. He was an anarchist. He was not religious. Exactly. So, Leo, a true Christian would not speak hate. Or someone who is Christ-like, I will say. Jesus was Palestinian, whatever he was, whatever Palestinian, whatever he was. He was an anarchist who did not believe that he should be worshipped and idoled as part of some religion. He did not want a religion named after him, and he did not want people to treat him like he was God. No, he wanted to encourage people to be free individuals and to treat people correctly. Treat people like you want to be treated. That's what Jesus believed in. That's what Muhammad believed in. That's what a number of these figures believed in. Truth Teller said, "Is it hate when you speak truth?" Well, are you talking about subjective truth or objective truth? There are differences between those. Charlie was a fan of Malcolm X. Where'd you get that from? Point that out to me. Show me where I can see that he says that he was a fan of Malcolm X, and I'll look it up real quick. So Hitler was okay for hate speech. Well, you see, Hitler put his hate into action against the small hats. So now you're going beyond the realm of free speech. Now you are inciting violence towards other people. You are ordering violence. If you have a control over military and you tell those members of that military to go into that ghetto, round up all the Jews and throw them in gas chambers, that's not hate speech any longer. That's no longer hate speech. That is terrorism. That is oppression. That is persecution. That's not hate speech. You're going beyond hate speech now. Charlie Kirk defended genocide. Yes, he defended the Israelis. Yes. Bert says, for a man to die, for you not to care means you're the devil. Did you care when George Floyd died? Did you care when that happened? What about Nia Wilson, the young black girl in San Francisco that was minding her own business and a white man just ran up to her and her sisters and stabbed all of them, killing her? Did you care about her? Yes, Charlie Kirk mocked George. He did. Leonardo, exactly. They don't care. Do y'all care about the children being killed? Yes. Do y'all care about that? The 3 children that died in Colorado. Which 3 children? Help me understand it. Comparing a doper to Charlie Kirk is hilarious. Why? If George Floyd was a doper, how is he any worse than Charlie Kirk? Someone that uses drugs, they're making a decision for themselves to get high. They have the right to do that. It's their own body, right? George Floyd didn't drug another person. He took the drugs himself. He has the right to do that. If George Floyd wants to take drugs, he has the right to do that. So he had less of a right to live than Charlie Kirk because he was on dope, allegedly. What was it? What did George Floyd do to anybody by taking those drugs? He took the drugs for himself. He bought the drugs from a dealer. It was a mutually beneficial transaction, a mutually consensual transaction, and he went off and minded his own business and took the drugs into his own system. So you're saying that George Floyd did not deserve to live because of that? What are we talking about? Celeste says people act like Jesus didn't curse a whole town for inhospitality. Jesus was flipping tables and calling out hypocrites. He was. Jesus was a rebel and an anarchist. I'm representing the black people that don't believe in I don't. Okay. Anyway, y'all, this is something I wanted to run by you guys. The killer, allegedly, of Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, is a white man, not a black man. He was, not a black dude. Just so y'all know. So maybe we can stop blaming the HBCU. If y'all want to blame the left for encouraging this behavior, sure, go ahead. But y'all ain't got to throw black folks in it. If y'all want to say he's a liberal, that's perfectly fine, because that's how they're presenting it to you. Because there's where else are you going to get the information from? All we can do is get the information from this individual. Not from him, about this individual from the government. That's where we're getting the information from. Who's blaming black people? All kind of people. All kind of motherfuckers on the right. All kind of white folks on the right. What are you talking about? Did I see Brandon Tatum crying over Charlie Kirk? It's difficult for me to watch Brandon Tatum any longer, because the foolishness that comes out of that man's mouth and his actions is just, I can't do it. So now Bert is comparing Charlie Kirk to Jesus. Charlie Kirk couldn't hold a candle to Jesus. Because if he did, then Charlie Kirk would be flipping over tables in the Oval Office and telling Donald Trump to use his executive powers to restore the rights of every individual in the United States. That's it. He would be telling Donald Trump to dismantle the IRS, dismantle the Federal Reserve. He'll be telling Donald Trump to start tearing apart this central government. That's what Charlie Kirk would be doing if he was Christ-like. No. Instead, he's pushing the government agenda. And they had to make an example out of him to make you guys believe that he's some type of martyr. KK Kirk, that's funny. Mind the Mansa Musa, salute to you, brother. No, Charlie Kirk was nothing like Jesus Christ. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you all for hitting that like button and the downvote button, whatever y'all wanted to do. Yeah. A lot of crazy shit surrounding this situation. Nothing is as it seems, and we'll see what's going on with that, all right? Exactly, Alyssa, it has nothing to do with black people. But they tried to make it have something to do with black people when they attacked the HBCUs and tried to blame them for whatever reason. I don't understand it myself. Realize, salute to you. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to finish my workout. Yeah, and hope you guys are out there moving and grooving, getting your workout in, staying fit, eating right, keeping your mind clear so that you can have a level of discernment when it comes to what they pushed onto you guys through the media, through these platforms. Operation Mockingbird is alive and in full effect right now. They did not stop that. All right. It just evolved and it changed shape. All right. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom and peace, truth. I mean, in truth, peace.